So today's video is about Adam Ant. And why do I care? You know Adam Ant. He was the guy back in the 80s who used to sing Goody Two Shoes. Remember? Don't drink, don't smoke. What do you do? Don't drink, don't smoke. What do you do? Ringing a bell?
No, I grew up in the 80s and I don't remember now.
Yeah, you do. Come on, Ant music. Don't you remember Ant music?
No, I was listening.
Ant music. Oh.
Police, Van Halen, Def Leppard.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he was totally cool though. So, you know, think about this. 16th century pirate with tribal makeup, screaming tribal sounds. You remember? Ant music. Oh,
no. What about the
Ant
jumps?
music.
What about like the jumps he used to do? You gotta talk about those.
Well, he did scissor kicks and had a lot of energy and,
Yeah,
you know, he was on the new wave scene. He was cool.
I didn't hang out behind the cafeteria smoking cigarettes with my weird friends.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you weren't cool. That's right. Well, that's what I did. But anyway, I didn't like Adam Ant either. In those days, I was listening to Van Halen, The Police, and the other bands that my husband mentioned over here. But I had a younger sister, and she loved Adam Ant. I mean, it was just beyond ridiculousness with the things that she did to her room, just covering it from ceiling to floor with Adam Ant stuff in every square inch. So she actually convinced my dad to take her stereo system, you know, the old turntable, wiki wah, and she took that and they hooked it up to the stereo with the big speakers that just like had all this bass, and she hooked her alarm clock up to it. And we're like, you know, this is just crazy. What are you gonna play? Oh, don't worry about it. I'll keep it at a good sound level. It won't bother anybody. It's just for me to wake up to. All right, you know, so he hooks it up. Well, the first morning, we get to wake up to Prince Charming. I'm not sure if anybody's ever heard Prince Charming, but you're probably imagining Prince Charming. It's probably got a soothing kind of tone to it, that take me to the ball type thing. No, that's not what Prince Charming is. Prince Charming starts off with tribal drums and a man screaming, yeah, that's how it wakes up. Our whole house shaking with double drum kits and a tribal scream of this man screaming sounds that shouldn't come from any human. You flash forward a couple months later, and we've been beaten into submission. You know, that Stockholm Syndrome thing when you start having compassion for your captors. Well, we're at the point now where we don't even flinch when Prince Charming comes on or any of those other songs. So we're waking up every morning to this, and then one day my parents tell me, guess what you're doing? You're driving your sister to the Adam Ant concert next Saturday night. Oh, lovely. I can't wait. Can't stand this guy. Don't want to hear him. Don't want to be trapped in a concert room. Well, if I wanted the car and I wanted to do things, it looked like I was going to take her to the concert. So, of course, you fast forward and there we are. We pull up to the Capitol Theater in Passaic, New Jersey. Have you ever been there? Do you really want to go there? It's a little bit scary. But anyway, we're there. It's all us kids. And we just start seeing parades of people walking into this place dressed like 16th century pirates with tribal makeup on and braids in their hair with ribbons and just all mimicking what Adam Ant looks like. And me and my friends are just like, oh, this is crazy. What are we in for? But we're like, we got the car. We got some privileges. We can go out later. Let's just deal with this. So we deal with it, and we get inside, and we're hanging in the back, and we're smoking cigarettes, and we were just laughing at these people because they are off the wall crazy. They're doing these scissor kicks. They're all dressed with these pirate jackets on. They've got bandanas around their legs. They've got makeup on like I've never seen in my life. You know, it's like the glam 80s stuff, but to the max.
What's a scissor kick?
What's a scissor kick? Come on, you know soccer.
I know scissoring.
No.
Okay.
Let's keep it clean. So, scissor kick is when you're standing there and you boom boom and you jump really high in the air and you kick those legs, and gotta watch out for whoever's around you because they're gonna get a kick in the head. So, again, we're just stuck in this nightmare. We're in the back, you know, smoking cigarettes, hanging out because we're cool and stuff. And then all of a sudden, these drums start beating, because there are really good drums when you go to an Adam Ant concert. And then the guitars start playing, and they're playing like this really methodical riff, and it starts getting very mesmerizing sounding, and it's kind of got this like, you know, like this grinding, rhythmic, intense, deep feeling to it. And so now it's got my attention, and then all of a sudden there's Adam standing in the middle of the stage, and this green light just starts, you know, flashing on him really slow to the beat of the drums, and he's just standing there and getting all into it. And then, you guessed it, he decides to just take his shirt and rip it down the center. So of course the crowd is going crazy, and I'm just standing there staring, going like, I never noticed this before. And he starts ripping another side of his shirt off, and then another side, and now his shirt is like in shreds, and he balls it up and he starts throwing it into the crowd, and the crowd's fighting over it and screaming, and they're going crazy, and he's singing the words to this song called Physical, and it is just intense, you know? So the first thing I'm thinking of is, whoa, I really need to be up in front of that stage too, and I don't know why I'm standing in the back with my friend smoking cigarettes, because all the action's up there.
Were you shook?
Yeah. I'd have to say, if I was a teenager in this time and I was at a concert, like, I don't know who you kids go to see now, but I would say I was shook. So, totally shook. So the second thing I'm thinking is, oh my God, where's my sister? Because I know she's up there where the action is, and it's getting a little frenzied. So the song is over. I'm feeling pretty good. I decide maybe I like this Adam Ant guy, and I just had to go to the bathroom and try to find my sister. So I go in the bathroom, and there she is. And she's standing in the corner of the bathroom, and there's like 5 or 6 people just standing around her, and some of her friends, and they're all patting her down with paper towels, and they all seem concerned about her, but all she's doing is just screaming, I had a piece of that shirt! I was holding that shirt! It was in my hands! And they're all like, yeah, but are you okay? Are you all right? And she's like, I just had this shirt. And I'm thinking, what on earth happened to her that they're all like treating her with cold towels and concerned about her well-being? Well, she happened to get scissor kicked by somebody in the front that got a little over anxious with what was happening with that song going on too. So she got to get kicked in the head, but didn't care. Could have been suffering from a concussion, could have been bleeding, could have had a cracked head, but she didn't care. All she knows is that she caught a piece of that shirt and had it in her hands for a second until someone bigger and stronger grabbed it away from her. So at that moment, I was thinking, and I'm like, you know what? This was actually a pretty cool bonding session with my sister, who I usually fought with every day and wasn't happy about taking to this concert. So I'm like, this was kind of special. So you're probably like, why in the world are you telling us about this today? Well, last Saturday night, I went to the Beecham Theater in downtown Orlando. Really cool place, great venue, and Adam Ant was in concert. It was the last night of his Anthems tour. And my friend Allie and I have seen Adam Ant 3 times in the past 5 years. So this is really exciting for us, because this concert, I actually brought my daughter. She was, gosh, she had to be about 11, I would say, 11 or 12 years old when we brought her, but she was a pro when she went there, because she knew all the words to the songs, because I think she's been listening to them since she was in the womb. So brought her to the show. We were right in the front, but I wasn't worried about scissor kicks, because the crowd that was there, like moi, we're not doing scissor kicks, so we didn't have much to worry about with that. She loved the show, we loved the show, but we were a little concerned, because while he was just slowly pacing back and forth across the stage, singing the songs that we love and knew with absolutely no energy, we could swear that he was wearing like a heart monitor. I'm not talking about like your iWatch, your Fitbit heart monitor. I'm talking about like full-blown, doctor wrote a prescription, you better wear this thing because we're worried about you type of heart monitor. So we're like, that's okay. It was about the bonding. He played the songs. The crowd was good. We're good. We're good. So now, fast forward a couple years, take my daughter again, and we go see him again. This time he's playing close by. He's at the Hard Rock by Universal Studios here in Orlando. And, you know, we have a nice little dinner beforehand, like the, you know, old people do. And then we go into the concert, and it's kind of like the same thing as the first one that we went to go to. Not real enthusiastic, kind of concerned about like whether or not he's going to make it to another concert. But we're still excited because we got to bond. My daughter enjoyed the show. My friend enjoyed the show. We got to spend some quality time together. Awesome. So now, here we are, last weekend at the Beecham. Not expecting much. We're like, is this going to be like the last two? Like, is this the last time we're going to see him? Is this the last opportunity for us to bond?
Just like when we saw Barry Manilow, he pulled his hamstring on stage and had to leave early.
Yeah, kind of like the Barry Manilow concert, except like the crowd was a little different. At the Barry concert, I don't know if you remember, people were dressed like in their evening clothes with their pearls.
I was saying, Barry was so old that he pulled a hamstring dancing.
Yeah, I know.
Had to stop singing.
Yeah, no. I was worried. I mean, he was wearing a heart monitor the last time. So we're like, all right. So we get there and we start to see the crowd, and I'm getting excited because, you know, even though it's people my age and I think some of them look really old, I'm putting it in perspective. So I start, you know, talking to people. I'm like, oh, you know, is this your first time? And they're like, no, we've been watching them since the 80s. So there were some people that were like, they were like us. They, you know, they've been diehard fans since the 80s. They've seen him the last few years that he's been around. Then there were some people that like really didn't know him. But the cool thing about it was mixed in with all of us old people were the 16-year-olds, the 12-year-olds, all with their parents, and they were all super excited to be there. Some of them, it was their first concert, like Allie's daughter, which we were super excited. Now I got to spend a concert with Adam with my daughter for the first time, and now she got to share the experience with her daughter as her first concert. So we got to do that, and then we're standing in the crowd, you know, just mingling, talking to people, and then you know, this one guy was by himself, and I was asking him all kinds of questions, and then somehow we started talking about serial killers and that he might be one, and I'm like, you know what, we'll save that one for another video. But anyway, so now we go into the show. The venue is so cool. It's at the Beecham in Orlando, which is really, really a neat place.
Not sponsored.
Yeah, not sponsored. It's really a neat place. It's you know, it's kind of a small venue. It's got you know, the brick walls, the ceiling's got all kinds of intricate artwork in it. There's chandeliers. I mean, it's just totally old school, and it's standing room only. And all Allie and I could think of is like, thank God we're on the balcony and we're leaning up against this wall, because otherwise we would not have lasted the whole show standing up because we're old. So here we are in the venue, and it's packed. I mean, the whole standing room only on the first floor is just jam-packed. Up the sides of the stairs, everything's packed. We're on the balcony leaning against the wall because like we're old and there's only so long we can stand, and very thankful we are where we are. And so my daughter says to me, hey Mom, I want to go up closer. This is exciting. Can I go? And I'm like, you know what? She's channeling my sister. Yeah, you can go down there. And I thought that was kind of cool. I mean, of course I'm scared because, you know, she's a 16-year-old girl going down by the front of the stage by herself to go maybe get scissor kicked in the head. Who we kidding? That ain't happening. And, you know, but I'm like, that's what my sister did that night at the Capitol, you know? And so I was like, yeah, you know what? You can do that. Just come back. So, you know, then all of a sudden, you know, it goes dark. They're prepping for him to come on, and he just comes on stage and just kills it. He opens with Beat Me, which is one of his old songs that was a B-side that, you know, real fans know, and he was just energized. It's like he went back in a time capsule. I mean, for being a 63-year-old guy, he was back in the old days. He lost some weight, no heart monitor. He was jumping, he was doing his kicks, he was doing his old dances, he was talking to the audience. It was just like everything was revived, and it was so, so awesome. And I just want to say, if anyone ever has the opportunity to go see him, you really have to see him, because he just puts on a great concert. And I'm talking concert, I'm not talking, you know, auto-tuned, dancing choreographers, like, you know, none of that stuff. No like fancy Madonna with the $1 million light show. I mean, this was like concert. This was like his music, raw, unedited, just beating the place down. I mean, I was holding my camera to take video and I couldn't even hold still because the bass was so intense with the double drum kits. I couldn't even keep my camera still. So, I mean, this thing was just, he was just amazing. So, you're probably saying again, why are you telling me this? Well, I guess the story really has to do about experiences and how the reason why I even go to the concert or why I even went is because it was a way for me to remember my sister. It was a way for Allie to remember her friend and for us to spend time sharing with our daughters the special times that we had and the person who introduced us to this amazing performer and musician that we get to see time and time again whenever he's around. And I just wanted to share that with all of you. What I'd love for you to do is in your comments share your Out-of-Man experiences, or you go out and venture on the internet and check out some YouTube videos and Google them and you find out something you want to know or you found out something cool. Let me know about it because I think he's a great performer and I'd love to hear what you have to say. So thank you for listening. Thumbs up if you like this video, subscribe down below, and looking forward to hearing all your comments. I'll see you soon. Bye.